Hi, welcome to another probability distributions video for level 3. We're our second video for binomial distribution. Now we know the binomial distribution is a set of discrete data with just two outcomes, which we often call success and failure. We have four conditions that must be met, and it's important you read through these and get familiar with them because they could be talked about and asked about in the assessment. The parameters for binomial, we have P for probability of success, Q for the probability of failure, and N is the number of trials. All right, we're coming back to our example from our last video about our multiple choice test with four answers to choose from and their random selection because Jesse's not studied and there are 10 questions in the test. In the last video, we showed you how to set up the probability distribution table. We drew a probability distribution graph to visualize what's going on, and we showed you how to calculate the parameters P, Q, and N. In this video, we're going to explore this in more depth and show you how we come up with the probability. For example, 4 has a probability of 0.1460. How do we get that? And we're going to show you two ways of doing that. The first way is to look at your binomial distribution tables. This is provided on your formula sheet, and they're not too hard to read off at all. All we need to do to start with is find our P, which is the probability of success of 0.25. Then we need to find out N, which is 10 trials. And once we've found N, we can race down to get a X value of 4 and match those up to get a probability of getting 4 questions right in the test of 0.1460. The good thing is you could actually use this table to calculate the entire table very quickly instead of going through the process we did in the last video on the calculator. All right, well, the second way of doing it is to actually use the formula, and this is the binomial distribution formula. Now, there's different versions. This one has got P and 1 minus P. This one's got P and Q. That's the one I prefer. And this one, actually, that's the one, unfortunately, I think on your formula sheet, uses pi instead of P, which means the same thing. All right, I like this one, and I'm going to show you how we use it in this form. So we're going to work out the probability of X is equal to 4 and show you how we get the 0.1460. So basically, we're going to replace any N with 10, replace any P with 0.25, replace any Q, or 1 minus P, with 0.75, and replace X with 4. Now, before I show you how to work this out on a calculator, let's talk about this 10C4. It's combinations, and it basically means 10 factorial divided by 4 factorial times bracket 10 minus 4 factorial. Now, they can simplify to 10 factorial divided by 4 factorial times 6 factorial. 10 factorial means 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 and all the way down to 1. So this is what it means, and once I work it out, I get 210. But there is a better way of doing it on the calculator. So let's go into, on the graphics, run mode, options, extra options, find the probability menu, and find your factorial button. Now, actually, while we're in that menu, there is an NCR button, which is exactly this button. So we'll show you how to use that shortly too. So basically, you can either do two options. One is to go 10 factorial, divide by bracket 4 factorial times 6 factorial, and that gives you 210. Or a much quicker way is to type 10 and then push our NCR button and then type in 4, which works it out quicker. Right, let's come back and work out this formula on the calculator. So the first thing we're going to do is type either 10C4 or do that factorial, or if you know the answer is 210. We're going to multiply it by 0.25 to the power of 4, and then we're going to multiply it by 0.75 to the power of, and I like to put it in brackets, 10 minus 4, and when we push enter or execute, it works out the probability, which we're going to round to 4 significant figures as 0.1460. Beautiful little formula, and it takes a little bit of getting used to go away. You may need to go away and practice. Awesome. Thanks so much for watching the video.